Hi, welcome to Did You Stamp Today with Amanda Mertz. Today I'm going to be showing you how to make this cute card using the Hooray for Surprises bundle. And there's a little secret behind this panel, and you're going to have to watch the video to find out how to put it together. All right, let's get started. All right, let's get started. First, I just want to point out a few of the features of this bundle. These are the dies that we'll be using today, and then these are some of the other dies. You'll see that the larger heart, and let me take it out so you can see better without the glare. The larger heart, there's a smaller circle, and then this one are all the ones that you're going to use to make the little pop out feature that you kind of rip that panel off and then you can find the surprise behind it. So to show you up close, this die cut has a couple little tabs still attached to keep this circle in place. So see the little pull? Once you pull this off, it's kind of like the surprise is done. So I don't want to show it to you on the sample. I'll show you how this all comes together with all the supplies. So, and again, this is the Hooray for Surprises bundle. And even if you don't get the dies, which I don't know why you wouldn't, they're fun to use once you see how to use them for the easiest way to get your card put together. But the images and the sentiments are cute too on their own if you're not a die person. But so don't overlook this one just because you're not into the dies. All right, let me move these aside, get a pack of supplies. All right, this is just going to be your card base, nothing crazy here. It's Parakeet Party, and this is a color that is retiring soon. It's one of the in color group that is retiring this year. So if you need more paper, you need re-inker, or you want to get an ink pad if you hadn't gotten it yet, get it soon before it's sold out, because a lot of times the in color products start going pretty quick towards the end of the sales period. And then you're just going to have a piece of basic white to use for some die cutting. We're going to set that one aside for now. And then you're going to have a piece of copy paper, and you're going to have 2 panels of basic white that are the exact same size as the copy paper. Now these all measure 5.5 by 4 or 3, 5.5 by 3.5. So that's this panel here in the center. And I'll explain to you why you need the copy paper and the 2 other papers in a second. So these are the 2 we're going to be working with the most right now. And then this is just going to be the insert for the inside of the card. And then these 2 pieces, this is Fresh Freesia and another piece of the Parakeet Party, are going to be used for die cutting after. So let me show you. You're going to take whatever piece you want to put the little pull-out tab on. You're going to want to cut a piece of copy paper the same size. You're going to end up making a template to use, so it'll make sense. Let me grab my die cutter and I will show you how this comes together. Okay, once you've got your die cutter set up, I'm using the old magnetic platform and a really well-used plate. And then I'm going to put my basic white panel down. Remember, that's 3.5 by 5.5, and then my piece of thin little copy paper, which is cut to the exact same size. I'm going to put those, just stack those on top of each other, line them up, place your die down. It doesn't matter at all where you put the tab, so don't worry about that as far as that there's a right or a wrong or anything like that. It's really, you know, stamper's preference wherever you want to put that. So just make sure you get your paper lined up. I'm just gonna check my sides, make sure they're kind of even. Just going to use a little bit of tape just to hold it down, and then you're just going to run it through. So you stack the copy paper on top of the cardstock and just run it through. And set that stuff aside for now. And this is the part you're just going to want to be careful of, because as we're all used to die cutting so much, you want to pull all the pieces out of the die and just, you know, keep on going. This one, you want to make sure you don't take the pieces out just yet. You're going to have two, and you can see the score, or the cut with the little tabs holding it into place. You're going to see it here on the side. So you want to make sure once you die cut these two pieces that you be very careful with the cardstock one, because you don't want to accidentally push on it or pull it a little bit and pop your little tabs off. But you're going to actually do that with the copy paper. So there we go. Now you're going to take your plain piece that we didn't die cut, and you're going to line up the copy paper right over the top, and that's going to be your guide to where you want to stamp what's going to be behind this panel. So you can't see it, but it's back there. So once you pull that off, you'll be able to see this part. So I'm going to use some Tahitian tie. This is also one that is about ready to retire. So make sure you have all your re-inkers and everything, accessories and paper and everything you want for that one. So you're going to use that little cutout as your guide, and you're going to decorate the inside, because that's what the person you're giving it to is going to pull off that circle and see the surprise behind it. So I'm just going to use these little flowers in fresh freesia, and I'm using the circle to guide me. So once you take that away, once we put the card together, where this circle is placed, it will be lined up perfectly with your sentiment, or if you do flowers, or if you wanted to put a cake inside, whatever you wanted to put. And obviously you can use these dies with any stamp sets that fit in the circles. Like, there's no right or wrong. So like the little bee from the Be Mine suite, that would be cute in there. So it's going to line up perfectly when the person pulls that off. So that one is done. I'm going to actually, let's put that onto the card front. So it's one less piece of paper floating around. So I'm going to put that one on with a little bit of glue, and I'm just centering it on the card front to the best that I can. Oops. It's a nice thing about the glue, huh? You can go back and kind of adjust it a little bit if you don't quite have it lined up just right. And I did not do a good job trying to sit back so my frizzy hair doesn't go into the camera. You can trim that off after. All right, now the next pieces we're going to do, we're going to stamp our sentiment under our pop-out panel, which, remember, we're being very careful not to mess with. I'm just going to do Make-A-Wish right there in the center. And before we go too far, let's see, I've got two different choices for the ribbon or twine. So I don't know, let me see which one. Everything. We'll do this one because this one is easy to grab. It was the first one I put my hands on. So this is the Ribbon Duo Combo Pack, and it's Lemon Lime Twist, but I mean, it's like the same color. So that's what I'm going to use. You can find this one in the annual catalog, and it kind of goes with the Zoo Crew suite. I think that's what it's called, the one with all the little animals. And I'm going to put these down with dimensionals, just because we're going to pop this panel on the front of our card on dimensionals, so I might as well just use those to hold the ribbon down too. You know, work smarter, not harder. And then do a little bit to tie it I'm not going to do a ribbon or a bow. I'm just going to do a knot just to keep it clean. And snip the ends. And perfect placement. There we go. Slide it over a little bit, I guess, so we can see the words. There we go. And so we're just going to set that one aside. Let me do my other stamping. We're going to use that 1 square of basic white. I keep saying whisper white. That shows how old I am, right? I've been doing this a long time. So we're going to do the daisy, and we're going to do the daisy in Highland Heather. Stamp the daisy. And then these 2 pieces are going to be the other die cuts for the front of the card. So that's going to be the daisy cut out, that's going to be the leaves, and that's going to be the other flower. So these are the 3 pieces we're working on now. So let me get those die cut and I'll be right back. All right, I've got my die cuts all set, and now we can put together the front of the card. First, I'm going to make sure before I get it all put together, I'm going to do my little pull on the tab. Nice and easy right there. That's going to be in Tahitian tie. Then I'm just going to add the other elements of the circle. Remember, you need to be careful that you don't press down too hard on that circle to make sure that it does not pop out. Not that you couldn't still give it to someone with it a little loose, but it's kind of nice for them to be able to pull the whole thing off. Actually, I should have stuck this one down first. I'm just going to tuck a little flower under one of these dimensionals and let that hold it down for me. There we go. Then I'm just going to use a little dab of glue to glue down the fresh freesia flower. Just going to tuck that one right over the side, and I'm only putting the adhesive on the edge of the flower that's attached to the larger flower, so it leaves it open here to be pulled off, because you don't want to attach anything outside the circle so it doesn't impede the tab being pulled. And that's it for the front. So I'm going to add a few more dimensionals around the outside. Remember, we're not putting any adhesive here. We're just going to put these, and this is just going to lift it up a little bit off the front of the card. And I am not shy with dimensionals. Use as many or as few as you feel your card can support. And take off the backings. Then remember, because we used the paper template, and that's going to all line up perfectly with the sentiment you put on the inside. So line that up right over the other panel. And now the only bad part about this is you're not going to be able to show anybody else what it looks like until somebody opens it. So it's kind of a surprise. So don't forget that you're not supposed to just kind of keep admiring it because you can't see that inside. But you'll know it's there. Now let's do an envelope and the inside of the card. I think I'm just going to keep it pretty simple. And I'm going to do just one of the big flowers right here. Looks like I need to re-ink that pad. And you could do another birthday sentiment or whatever. I'm going to leave it blank because the birthday sentiment is really behind there. And then I think I'm going to do just this one again. Try to keep it simple because it's a little bit more steps to put this one together, but not too many. But we're just going to keep the rest of it simple. Insert done. And remember, you're still being careful. You don't want to accidentally pop off the panel. Here we go. Guess I should do the back, huh? Let's make sure everybody knows who made this, just in case if anybody is unsure. Amanda Mertz, there we go. And then now that's it. So this is a very simple card because I really just wanted to show how the little interactive mechanism works. So you just need to remember to cut whatever panel you're cutting into the same size with a template out of copy paper, so you can make sure you line up whatever the piece is behind. So if you had a square, make the two squares the same size and cut out the heart or the smaller circle, or, you know, oops, that one just flung off the paper. If only all of our adhesive was as strong as the adhesive they use to tape down the dies, right? What I wouldn't give for glue that's stuck like that, huh? So the heart, whatever, you know, whatever you want to use, it will work. But you just need to make sure that whatever you're cutting into, you have the same size for the panel behind it, so you can make sure everything gets lined up when you pop it off. So, oh, I almost forgot. I know, I was thinking it was looking a little naked. Let's add some gems. So we've got some of these purple fine shimmer gems. I think they're actually back ordered right now. Maybe they're coming back into stock, but I think I might to do the darker purple. Just do two of those, one right there, one right there, maybe another one. No, that's too high. How about on that side? There we go. Now it's complete. And my other one, this sample, if you're looking, I used the Tahitian tied baker's twine to tie across, and I just did that one below. It doesn't really matter. You can put that in either side. I think my other sample, I put it below too. But, you know, there's no rules with where you put your ribbon. It's not going to affect where you pull that off. So I think that's it. Please leave a comment, or if you have any other questions, or if I was like really unclear and you couldn't really tell what I was doing. I was trying to be very clear about how you use the template to line up where you're stamping, but please feel free to leave a comment. I love hearing from everybody. Any supplies that you would like to order to make this at home, you can find my website, my Stampin' Up! Website, Stamping with Amanda. All my links are on my blog, on my YouTube, on my Instagram. It's all Did You Stamp Today? And you can find all my ordering links in any of those places as well. So thanks so much for joining me today. Have a great day.